This is Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Cazenovia College. I'm Nico Tamurian, and one of those teams that's fighting for more is Fayetteville Manlius. The Hornets perfect on the season. FM, along with CBA, are the only unbeaten teams left in Class AA. We'll start with the Hornets tonight. When in Rome, FM will win. Okay, maybe that was a little bit corny, but here's why I said it. FM signal caller Jake Wittig finds Luke Chrisman, and check out the moves here on Chrisman. Stops on a dime, makes his defender fall. Nothing but green in front of him. Touchdown Hornets. And I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest this next play will be a high school play of the week nominee next week. Wittig hits Jack Wilson. Beautiful pass right there. And Wilson is gone. Are you kidding me? 96-yard touchdown for the score. Look at Damian Rhodes running down that sideline right there. FM wins it in convincing fashion, 63-19. Joe Casamena also looking to keep his CBA team perfect this season at Central Square tonight. And tonight they're perfect in all three phases of the game. Now here's a nice way to start all of that. Deshaun Salter takes the handoff, gone. 44-yard scamper, and CBA is in front, 21-0 in the first quarter. Then Central Square trying to punt. Aaron Donaldson gets a piece of it, but that's not even the most impressive part of this play. This is right here. Andre Dowdell picks it up, zigzags, weaves in and out. Nobody's going to catch him. 60-yard touchdown for the score. Yeah, he's still running right there. Unbelievable stuff right there. So we have the offensive score, the special team score, and here comes the defense. Donaldson bats the pass. Sophomore Gavin Collins picks it off, takes it to the house. INT for 6. CBA rolls tonight. 55-6 was the final. So head out of Central Square, go about 10 minutes south on I-81. You'll find yourself at Cicero North Syracuse High School. North Stars stymied by Henniger's D early on tonight, down 20-0 at the break. And then Henniger lead grows in the second half. Romero Collier, perfect pass. Keyshawn Scott, perfect catch for the score. And then Scott and Collier switch. It's actually Keyshawn playing quarterback now. Hands off to Romero. Collier is all alone. 57-yard touchdown. Henniger looks fantastic tonight, rolling to victory 34-6. Pair of 2-2 squads tonight battling at West Genesee. It's Corcoran and West Genny in the sprinkles. We had a few of those tonight. Anybody out there knows what I'm talking about. Now we know Nas Howard for the big runs, but he's in the Wildcat right there. Hands it off to his partner in crime, Dwayne Rolfe. He does his best Nas impression, but Rolfe's a heck of a back in his own right. Breaking tackles all the way down to the 5. They punch it in from there. Second quarter now, Wildcats at midfield. Deshaun Turner throws a beautiful ball right there. Look at that spiral. Michael Schmidt hauls it in all the way down to the goal line. They punch it in a little bit later after that. West Genny wins 38-13. 38-18 rather was the final tonight. Well, don't go anywhere because we haven't even brought you our Play of the High School Game of the Week. That's how much exciting games we've had tonight. And that game is a pretty awesome one. Janesville DeWitt ESM going down literally to the final second. That and the rest of Friday Night Lights when we come back. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Cazenovia College. And what a story Syracuse ITC has been this season. The Eagles undefeated, and then certainly they've energized the fan base, both of their so-called modern era of the last few seasons and the golden days. By the way, my dad is a Central Tech grad, so yeah, he's pretty pumped about how well they've been doing. Central Tech hosting Canastota tonight. Now, Jermaine Whipple of Tech showing some patriotism. I love the arm sleeve right there, and most likely because of that, well, he makes a great tackle for loss right there. Raiders struggling a little bit right there. Running back Matt Rusitano. Tech up big at this point. ITC 4-0 coming into the game, as I mentioned, and then Rusitano with the touchdown right there. Until that point, ITC hadn't allowed a score in 10 quarters. They'd win this one, though, with some offense. How about the run right there? Beauty. ITC stays unbeaten. 28-7 was the final. A couple more 2-2 teams going at it, Cortland and West Hill. A lot of defense in this one, and here's Exhibit A. No score in the second half. Reed Derenbacher looking for a receiver instead. Nicholas Caferio, the one-handed interception. Purple Tigers can't do anything with it, though, so they punt. At least they try to. Deshae Jamison blocks it. West Hill's in prime territory. That sets up a 26-yard field goal by Colin Henson. It goes all the way to the fourth quarter. In fact, that's where Coach Seeley came from. He'll be here in just a minute. He helps out with West Hill this year. The Warriors score in the waning minutes. They go on to win it tonight. 10-6 was the final. Solvay coming off their first win in 26 games, hosting a good team in Homer, though, tonight. Gage Rue. We've been calling his name a ton this season. Just sounds like a running back, doesn't he? One of the toughest runners in the area. Look at his feet, they don't stop. That is why he's one of the toughest runners. Just short of the goal line, but they give him the honors right here. Punches it in. He's not the only Homer running back, though. Alec Bush, yes, at that time, that was a little bit easier. Homer goes on to win this thing. 42-2 was the final in this one. Well, all right, you've been waiting for it. It's time for the Toyota High School Game of the Week. It was a great contest in this one. Two powerhouses squaring off. And for more on this game, we bring in sports reporter Kelly Collins.
That's right, Nico. Two big high schools squaring off, two ranked opponents. Both teams 3-1 heading into this one, and both teams facing some pretty mucky conditions out there as we pick it up with the highlights at the half. Let's take a look. All right. Obviously, you have to make a big stop just to win this one. Okay, and there's the Spartans head coach. There we go. Pep talk going on. Everything's tied up 7-7. Now, Sean Richardson is picking up what his coach is putting down. He finds Patrick Bryant on the doorstep to take a 14-7 lead in the third. But don't count the Red Rams out of it. Nate Shapiro having a rough night, so he pitches this one to James Jones, who launches it deep into Spartan territory. Rob Murphy making the grab. JD, it's go time. They're burning up all their timeouts to drive down to the 1-yard line. And here we are, 14 seconds on the clock. Big defensive stop from ESM. Time running out in the upper left-hand corner. There it is. That's your final. They can't get another playoff. ESM wins it. Goes on 4-1 on the season. 14-7 is your final. Obviously, you have to make a big stop just to win this one. What are you telling your guys?
For sure. It's all about discipline and heart right there. Not a lot of coaching goes into that right there. Yeah, I'd like to think I'm a hero in that one, but that was all the kids, 100%. That's heart, that's discipline, that's knowing what's on the line, it's taking pride, it's trusting the guy next to you. So, you know, that goal line stand was all about the kids right there.
All right, Nico, just a banner night for the ESM defense, holding JD to just one touchdown and holding them to the gold line in this week's High School Game of the Week presented by Toyota.
Well, Kelly, they don't come much better than that for sure. Still to come on Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Cazenovia College. You know them, you love them. We bring in head coach Paul Seeley. We'll break down all of the action from tonight with Coach when we come back. Welcome back to Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Cazenovia College. We're going to close things out here. We'll call him the closer. I know that's a baseball term, but head coach Paul Seeley joining me now. Coach, thank you so much for stopping by as always.
Hey, thanks for always having me.
And it's our pleasure, by the way. Let's talk about FM and CBA tonight, though. Both teams remaining undefeated in convincing fashion. Coach, you get to this point in the season, you've won 5 games in a row, you're doing something right.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Whittick is the spark plug. I think this kid is just got magic in him. He makes plays. He makes everybody around him make plays. So FM is in a great situation now going, you know, with 1 or 2 weeks left, 1 week left and in the playoffs.
How about that, a 96-yard touchdown? What's the longest touchdown you've ever seen in a high school game?
105 interception back with Henniger back in the 90s.
And you see Damian Rhodes running on the sideline right there. I mean, obviously, you know, you've been coaching for so many years. When you see a coach that pump, what's that emotion like?
You're just fired up for your kids. It's a great play. And, you know, Damian, he wears everything on his sleeve.
Absolutely.
You know how he is.
And we have him on our special, The Orange Zone. Free plug on that. Thursday night, 7 on CW6. But, you know, let's move on to the game of the week now. ESM and JD, these teams are rivals. Heck, they've been rivals since I went to ESM. I graduated in 03. Talk to me about this matchup, you know, another Class A defensive battle.
Well, you know, it's on the grass over there at JD, so it's going to slow everything down. The rain, I'm sure it was slick and tough footing. But those two teams have gone at it for a long time. And again, 14-7 down to the wire. But these two teams aren't out of the playoffs yet. You know, you've got Indian River and Carthage up north, so it looks to be a pretty good matchup coming down the stretch for the A's.
Yeah, you know, talking about that dynamic in Class A, you know, we here in Syracuse, the greater Syracuse area, we see these guys, we see Nottingham, you know, all that Fowler as well. But then, you know, there's that whole other national division that's got Carthage and Indian River that are fantastic football teams.
Well, Sam Millich does a great job up there in Carthage. When he has a good team, they're really good. So, you know, I'm sure he's not overlooking anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And, you know, Coach, we were talking about one thing coming up here. You know, next Saturday is a heck of a game, too.
Well, that's going to be, I think we talked about that right from the start. Henniger's got enough speed to match CBA. So 1:30 next Saturday, it's going to be jammed, rock and roll, and it's going to be great.
What about 3:30 tomorrow with this team, Syracuse hosting Clemson?
How can you ask for more? I mean, you know, you can't beat a big-time team till you play them. So, right. I mean, you know, what was it, 30 years ago we talked about Nebraska, Florida came in the 90s. So it's not going to be the first time. You know me, I bleed orange, so I'm rooting for the orange all the way tomorrow, the right orange team.
Yeah, the right orange thing. We should make Clemson wear all white jerseys tomorrow. What do you think about that?
Well, they're fast, you know. I mean, they've got some great offense. We're going to have to match them score for score. I don't think we have to put some points on the board because they're going to put them on.
You know, and if you're Coach Schaefer in that locker room before the game, what kind of message are you trying to get across to the guys heading into that thing?
You know, Coach Schaefer's a great guy. He's emotional. I mean, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to keep a lid on it, and I'm sure he's going to have those kids fired up. Terrell Hunt's been playing great. It's just great that he's had 2 games under his belt. You know, if he plays up to his potential, it's going to be a great show tomorrow at the Carrier Dome. I'll be there.
I'll be there, too.
There you go.
Expecting at least 46,000 fans for this game tomorrow at the Carrier Dome. Coach Sealy, thank you so much for joining us.
Always. We'll see you next week.
Absolutely. We got a great game tomorrow.
It's October football.
Oh, I love October football. As long as it doesn't get too cold and snowy, then I don't like it so much. Hey, we got a great game tomorrow, too, with Casanova and Oneida. Tom will have highlights of that one tomorrow. But that's it for Friday Night Lights for tonight. I'm Nico Tamurian. Have a great weekend. We'll see you right here next Friday.